Hey, Sec Guy here. Today I have something a little bit different. It is a sharpening steel, and this is the Buck SteelMaster 137, made in the USA. Now, before we talk about that, I'm going to talk about the sheath that comes in. It's a leather sheath, just like the Buck110 leather sheath. And it's a very sturdy sheath. I've had this since about 1979, and it's been holding up pretty good. Now to get to the steel. One of the unique things about this is that this is the handle. Has a lever, and the steel is inside. It'll slide out, push the lever down, holds it in place. Also gives you something to hold on to when you're sharpening your knives. Now, just to show how this is used to sharpen, the rounded edges here are just like a normal steel. Pull along the sides, go down with your knife. Both sides you can do that with. One side of it is a little bit rougher than others, to where if you have a burr or something on your blade, you can use that to get it off. On the other side, it's smoother, and you can use it to put a fine edge on your blade. Now, when I first got this knife sharpener, I was using it on my Buck110, and I would wear the Buck110 on my belt. This is a newer Buck110, that's why it's so shiny. And this would be next to it. Normally wore it this way, to where this was behind it. And when I would go out into the field, I carried these two things. Now, I use this steel to sharpen, keep my knife sharp, but a lot of other people would ask for me to sharpen their knives. And worked out pretty good on carbon steels. The 440C that my first buck knife is made out of did very well on that. It also works on the 420HC steels. This knife is the S30V. I haven't tried sharpening this knife on that, but I imagine it would still work. Now, to go over the specs on this real quick, the handle is 5 inches, and then the steel itself is 4 15/16 of an inch. Together, they weigh in at 5.9 ounces. Now, with this lever, you can pull this out as far as you want to use it for sharpening. Again, it works great on carbon steels and so on. One thing on the steel itself, it has a wedge at the end. That was so you could use this as a wedge, and you would take a stick, log, whatever, something wooden, and you could use this for splitting wood. If you use anything metal, this steel will deform and the head would round. So to keep it from doing that, you would use a piece of wood as your mallet. And put that in there, holds it in very well. And then you lift it up, slide it in. This has got a channel all the way down. The end is open also, so if you get any water or anything on it, it'll drain out. But if you look at it, you can see where the wedge is hitting that lip, prevents it from sliding out. As I said, I got this in 1979. I was trying to look up some more information on it, and the closest I can come to is They made these from around 1973 to about 1980. Thing is you go looking online and people don't know how to use this, which I don't understand. And they didn't buy it to use it to sharpen their knives. They bought it to add to their collection. So, and I've seen these. I think I probably paid around $15 or $20 for this back in 1979. I've seen on eBay and Etsy that they're going for around $35 now. So that is it. All I got on the Buck SteelMaster. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared. Actually made it through that.